700 ESPN, 1080 ESPN on the web at 700ESPN.com. It's Patch and Luke Zanoso in the Frost Brewed Coors Light Studios. You okay over there?
That's Eminem, man. That's my man.
Okay. For the past couple of seasons, we have proud to be here at 700 ESPN, the home of the Eastern Washington Eagles. And Bill Chaves, the athletic director, is joining us today as we here at 700 ESPN, along with Eastern Washington University, announcing a contract extension for 2 more seasons. So for the next 3 seasons, Eastern Washington Eagle football and basketball will be right here on 700 ESPN. And Bill, I want to thank you for allowing us to be able to have Eastern Washington athletics right here on 700 ESPN.
Well, thanks, Dennis, and good afternoon, Rick and Keith. Yeah, no, it's exciting, and we feel the same way. And your team over there, starting with Brian all the way down, we couldn't be any more excited about being on the 700 platform. And I think it's been a good marriage thus far, and something that you got to continue to work on, right, each and every day. But I think it's gone well for both sides. Yeah,
and I know we still had 1 more year on our contract, but I think we approached Eastern Washington about the same time that they were looking to extend the deal, and I think this works out for both of us. And with football starting in the fall, and some news that Larry Weir will be back as the voice of Eastern Washington Eagle basketball, and we're excited to have Larry back doing basketball as well.
Yeah, absolutely, Dennis. You did just a terrific job the last couple of years, and certainly saddened to see you kind of step back from that role, but happy to have Larry back. Certainly he knows Eastern very, very well, and having done football, I think he's going into his 22nd year this year, so and he had done basketball for 19 seasons, so a very familiar voice for Eagle fans, and it should be great, and I know you did a great job, and but you dedicating more time to your show is certainly we fully understand that, and but the only folks that are probably real excited about this are the Big Sky refs.
Well, I don't know. Larry's back at basketball. We'll see what happens. Hey, we've added some other things too, Bill, with this new thing. Do you want to let people know what we've added something to the football broadcast, and I'll let you make that announcement.
Yeah, and I think it was something that we both kind of came together, and obviously the program has elevated over the last couple of years, and I think the thought process of having a little bit more of a pregame show, and we'll end up doing an hour tailgate show before our pregame show, so it'll be 90 minutes before each kick as opposed to 30 minutes, and that's exciting for us. We were excited that you all were interested in doing something like that, and we were as well, and we'll kind of grow this thing and figure out what works, what doesn't work, but you all have had a lot of experience in doing this, certainly with the Cougars, and we have other models to look at. But I think that'll be fantastic, and maybe get a little bit deeper into what is going to occur each and every game, something more than what just 30 minutes can do.
Yeah, and I think, and for people who are familiar with Washington State's broadcast and what we have done in the past, and Bud's long tenure of doing the Cougar Roadshow, it was just an additional hour of information that helped get people ready for the game on their trip in. And we kind of thought that would be a good idea, and that basically we're expanding the pregame show from 90 minutes, from 30 minutes to 90 minutes, and we'll give people more information, and you'll hear from additional coaches and possibly players during the week and some of those things and some of the other events that are going on at Eastern Washington. And then also we're putting somebody on the sidelines as well. So we'll have a sideline reporter, so we expand our coverage. And Keith Oso will be doing most of that work, but I'll be filling in a little bit as well. So you'll see both Keith and I on some, if not all, of the Eastern broadcast. And we're looking forward to football as well.
Yeah, excited about it. And these are, natural progression and natural extensions as to what transpires when you have success and folks are interested in coming out. And we're at a point now where our tailgate lots are sold out, and there's just a lot of buzz and excitement prior to each game, and this just adds to that festivities. And like you said, Dennis, too, for the folks that are kind of driving in, and just gives you a flavor of what's going on that day, and get to know a little bit more about maybe the team we're playing against, and it kind of adds to the coaches show, or adds on to what the coaches show is each and every Monday night as well.
Well, and I think, and part of it is our signal on 700 ESPN is in the daytime we reach to down to Lewiston, down to the Tri-Cities, certainly up north and into parts of northern Idaho. I mean, if you're coming in and you got an hour drive to get to the game, there's a very good chance that you'll be able to listen to Eastern Washington Eagle football pregame your entire drive in. And I think for Eagle fans, that should be something that provides you more information, gets you more excited as you get to the stadium.
Absolutely. So that along with Keith being on the sidelines again, that'll add to the broadcast as well, and just give again more insight, more information about what's going on really in real time. So that should be exciting as well.
Well, and Bill, to clarify for any Eastern fans that may be getting ready to jump off a bridge or something, I tried it out. I will not be asking Beau Baldwin to call a play during a football game down there. Didn't work out very well last time around.
See, that's what spring games are good for, to understand what not to do.
That's right. So now we've already gone through that, and we've decided that wasn't going to work. So
that's exactly right.
I'll stay out of the play calling.
Well, and I think that the halftime, we will get to hear from Beau Baldwin at halftime. What happened? I mean, and those are quick interviews, but, you'll be able to ask a question. So those who are listening to the radio in the stands or happen to be listening at home will have an idea of what, Coach Baldwin is thinking.
That's right. That's right. And again, as we're working out the details pregame as well, I mean, the thought process is to have it live at the stadium and to really be a part of, I guess, the ambiance prior to kick. So, we've got a little work to do to kind of figure some things out. But, if you all are willing and we are as well, we'll figure it out and figure out what makes the most sense for both of us.
Well, and that's exciting because I've been to a few pregame or tailgating festivities over at Eastern football games, and they do it right. They do a good job. There's a lot of food on grills, a lot of people having fun, and that's fun to be a part of as well.
No question about it. Let me change gears for 1 second. I need you all to be a focus group for me at this stage. And Rick is going to roll his eyes at this point because he knows I'm a Red Sox fan.
Okay, hold on. Let me get a shot of Rick on the webcam real quick. Okay.
All right, so he rolls his eyes. So I had thought about this prior to Pete Abraham with the Globe suggesting it. And does this not make unbelievable sense? Why in the world would Seattle not trade Felix to the Red Sox for John Lester and Jacoby Ellsbury? I mean,
you really did change gears.
I mean, Seattle needs a player like Ellsbury. I mean, that would be the person to build that franchise around. And Lester's a quality player from Tacoma. I mean, would that not make sense?
Hey, well, here's the thing, Bill, and as a Mariner fan, if you're so willing to give them up from Boston, then that's why we're not willing to make that trade.
No, you know the reason why, Keith, is because someone's going to have to go all in on Ellsbury as far as a deal, and they've already done it with Crawford. So I'm not sure they're willing to do that type of contract again. But if you look at who was probably the best American League hitter last year, all around, I think it's him.
Bill, I think that makes sense to start, but it's going to cost you more than that.
Wow. I wouldn't go further than that.
Yeah. He's got over 2 years left on his deal, man. You're getting the best pitcher in the American League for 2+ years.
Right.
Yeah.
I think. I mean, and Lester from Tacoma and Ellsbury from Eastern Oregon. That is the start. That is a start. But if the Mariners decided to trade Felix Hernandez right here, right now, before the deadline with 2.5 years left, you're going to have to give up a lot more than those two guys.
You're going to have a frontline pitcher in there, I think.
Wow.
You got to have a starter in there.
Well, I think
that would be
Lester.
okay.
Lester's a
We would
starter.
agree to disagree.
No, another frontline pitcher is what I'm saying.
And Bill, it wouldn't take anybody off your major league roster. It would take somebody off. Then it would be prospects at that point in time, 2 or 3.
Yeah, interesting.
Hey, Bill, for whatever it's worth, Steve the Wingman here, I think that the thing that would hold me as a Mariner fan back from that is Ellsbury's health. You know, he only played 18 games in 2010, he's played 7 this year. Last year, I would agree, he was one of the best players in baseball last year. He was phenomenal as a leadoff guy, 32 home runs, drove in 105, hit 321. And he's an incredible glove man, steals bases. He's great. If it wasn't for the fact that he's missed really 2 full seasons out of the last 3, I might jump on that deal because I think Lester's a fine starting pitcher.
Yeah, he's a thoroughbred. It's like he's got to be right, and he's had some freakish things happen, right? I mean, ultimately, Beltre, steamrolled him trying to catch a pop-up. So I mean, he's had some strange things happen to him, but ultimately, you need someone on that team. Again, I'm talking from a non-Mariner perspective. Someone to get excited about for 162 games, and there is zero on that roster right now. Felix every 5th day, no doubt about it. But the other 24,
we've got Mike Carp. What are you talking about?
I'm just telling you, you get a matinee idol like Ellsbury, and I'll tell you what, he's the face of your franchise for the next 10 years.
That you can't wait to get rid of off your team.
Hey, Bill.
Because we can't sign him.
Bill, trust me, Bill. We know there is no matinee idol on the Mariner team.
Right.
We've been talking about him for 3.5 months, so it's they're killing us here.
Well, I'm just trying to start it a little bit. I mean, I at least want you to talk about baseball and not football at this point. Holy cow.
First Amani Toomer, and now the Red Sox guy comes on here and stokes the fire a little bit. It's interesting thought for discussion, but I think, honestly, I think the Mariners would probably be able to get more for Felix with 2.5 years left on his deal.
Ooh, all right. Well, good luck with that.
Yeah.
Well,
hey,
or we can lose him and get nothing back in return in 2.5 years.
That's exactly right. Or else he'll be in Beantown anyways with Ellsbury and with Lester.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Hey, Bill, again, we're excited that Eastern Washington football, basketball will be here for the next 3 seasons, and looking forward to the continued partnership and some of the new things we talked about. Before we let you go, anything else coming up that we'll see for the first football game out there?
At this stage of the game, we're still working on, again, the video boards. That's all going great. So, we're going gung-ho. Ticket sales have gone phenomenally. And I will say this to you. If you go to goeags.com or that's probably the best way of going, Dennis. But I'll tell you what, if you're interested in getting tickets out in Cheney this year, I would strongly suggest to get season tickets at this point. It's your best value, number one, but number two, with the Montana game being the first one on the 29th of September, ticket sales will be brisk, and they have been brisk thus far.
Yeah, and we don't want a bunch of Grizzly fans in the stadium. We'd rather have Eagle fans, right?
That's exactly right. Absolutely. We're getting there, Dennis. We're getting there.
All right, Bill, thanks again for coming on, and we're very happy, and we appreciate you stopping by as we extend the contract of Eastern Eagle Athletics right here on 700 ESPN. Bill Chaves, the athletic director. Thank you, Bill.